Hi everyone, welcome to Malethabo Accounting Academy. We're still doing VAT on this tutorial, but specifically we're going to look into the supplies that fall into different categories with regards to VAT. So we need to remember that not all items are VAT levied. Not all items have VAT charged on them. So we have specific items where VAT will be levied, and we've got specific items where VAT will not be charged. So there are four categories with regards to supply, specifically in respect of VAT. So we have what we refer to as standard rated supplies. We have what we refer to as zero rated supplies. We have what we refer to as VAT exempt supplies. And lastly, we have what we refer to as non-allowable items or non-allowable supplies, right? Now, let's start with the first category. So, what are standard rated supplies? Standard rated supplies, they are goods or services that attract VAT, meaning VAT is definitely charged, is definitely levied on those items. One may ask, why is it important for me to know which items are standard rated and which items are not standard rated? It is important because remember, as a business, as per the law, we are allowed to claim input VAT from SARS, right? Now, we can only claim input VAT back from SARS on items that are standard rated, right? Therefore, it is important to know which items are standard rated and which items are not standard rated, so that you can know for which items can I claim back input VAT from SARS. So now you should ask yourself as well. I mean, the question that should arise at present is, how does one know which item? How can I identify that, okay, this item is standard rated, this one is not standard rated? Okay, let's look into the factors that are going to help us be in a position to establish that, okay, this is a standard rated item, or no, this is not a standard rated item. Okay, first of all, you need to ask yourself this question. The business that you bought the specific item or these supplies from, is that business a VAT vendor? Is that business registered as a VAT vendor? That's number one. You need to ask yourself that. If the business is registered as a VAT vendor, so obviously that means you would receive a valid tax invoice, right? So if that is the case, then definitely the item is a standard rated item and you can claim input VAT from SARS from that item. And secondly, you need to ask yourself this question. You need to ask yourself, does this supply constitute the items that are included in my production of the final product? So does this supply that I have form part of my raw material that will help me produce the final product that I will be selling in the business? And if that is not the case, then if that's not true, then you cannot claim input VAT, because that item is not regarded as a standard rated item. Say, let me do an example. Say in a case where you are, say your business is a bakery, right? So a flour. So you need flour. Say you are selling bread. Now you need flour to be in a position to produce your final product, which is bread. So as a result, flour now is a standard rated item, and you can claim the VAT that you paid for this flour from SARS, because flour forms part of making the final product. So that's the question that you need to ask yourself. So if the item or the supply that you bought does not form part of the final product that you are producing, which you're going to sell in the business, then that item is not a standard rated item, and you cannot claim you cannot claim input VAT from SARS on that item. Like, let me make a typical example. In a case where, say, electricity, right? Electricity does not form part of the product, therefore it's not a standard rated item in that case, but flour forms part of the product, so therefore it's a standard rated item. And then another thing that you need to ask yourself to establish whether a specific supply or item is a standard rated item, you need to ask yourself, can the business operate efficiently without these supplies or without this product? If the business cannot operate efficiently without this product, then that particular product is a standard rated supply, and you can definitely claim input VAT from SARS on that item. For example, electricity. I'm sorry, I'm repeating the same example, but this is applicable. Say electricity, or rather, let me say telephone, or let me say, electricity, telephone, or let me say advertising. So advertising, it is very important for the efficient operation of the business, right? As a result, we will claim input VAT on this because the business cannot operate efficiently without electricity. It cannot operate efficiently without telephone, advertising, you name it. So if that specific supply that you bought, we need it in the business to operate efficiently, you can definitely, we regard that as a standard rated item. And then, so that's what you need to basically look at in terms of establishing whether a product is a standard rated item or not. Like, for example, just to make it more clearer, in a case where the business pays gym membership for the staff. Now, the business can operate without gym membership efficiently, so the business can't now go and claim, say they've paid for that gym membership for all the staff members, they can't now go and claim VAT, input VAT from SARS. SARS will not allow them to do that. Okay, so now let's move on to the next classification or category, which is zero rated items. So what are zero rated items, zero rated supplies? Now these are items for which VAT is charged at a zero rate percentage, or at a 0% rate. Now, what are those items? So those items I'm talking about, like for example, petrol, paraffin, diesel, bread, milk, fruits and vegetables, SAMP, pill charts. So those items, they are regarded as zero rated items, and they have 0% VAT charged on those items. Why? So these items are zero rated because due to the alleviation of poverty. So these ones are specifically rated at 0 to alleviate poverty, and secondly, to boost our exports. So we all know that when prices are low, demand seems to escalate. So yes, to boost our exports by keeping our prices low, we have certain items being charged like 0% VAT, which is literally nothing is being charged on those items. And then the third one that we have is VAT exempt items. So I want to mention that on zero rated items, you cannot claim input VAT from SARS, right? And then we've got VAT exempt items. Now, VAT exempt items, items where VAT is not levied on those items, such as life assurance, taxi fare, like public transport, taxi fare, train fare, bus fare. Another one that I can make is renting private accommodation and or private residence. So those are what we refer to as VAT exempt items or supplies. You cannot claim VAT for such, and VAT is not levied on those items as well. So you cannot go to SARS and claim any VAT for that. And the last one is non-allowable items. Non-allowable items are items that the business can operate efficiently. I mentioned it on when we were trying to establish standard rated items. So non-allowable items are items that the business can operate efficiently without them. So I'm talking about, for example, maybe refreshment for staff members, gym membership for staff members, what else? Entertainment for staff members. So the business can operate efficiently without non-allowable items. Therefore, you cannot claim input VAT on those items. And as much as you might have paid, VAT on those items, but you can't claim it from SARS because the business can operate efficiently without those items. Okay, now that brings us to the end of this video. This is part 3 of VAT, and this is the last video on VAT. On my next video, I'm going to look into different source documents. So I'm going to be defining and listing source documents, and I'm going to explain them on the next video. Thank you very much for watching. You are more than welcome. Feel comfortable to comment down below on the comment section. If you've got any questions, pose those questions in the comment section. And thank you very much for watching once more.